Here at McCody Overhead Doors and Dock Systems, we provide service, sales, installation, and free local estimates for all of your overhead door and dock needs. From residential to commercial, we're there every step of the way.
Okay, welcome to Stop the Presses, January 9th. We're here at Trenton High School for the Science Fair. I'm meeting with science teacher Bob Turcotte and Judge Chase Tighe. Okay, Mr. Turcotte, how many years have you been doing the Science Fair?
Well, this will be our 11th year for Science Fair here at Trenton. I remember our first year starting it out, a little bit of getting your feet wet. I had heard via mouth from several area science teachers that there was a regional science fair held in Williston. Well, being new to it, we decided to put one on ourselves that first year, and we didn't know what we were doing or anything like that. Just learn about science, follow the scientific method. So then we took a group of kids into the regional, and I'm like, when we got there, I'm like, oh my goodness, we are so not ready for this because it was such a competition. But what really opened my eyes at the regional, I think the main thing that I see for kids in science fair is the fact that they get the chance to communicate with judges. They learn the value of speaking to others, doing their own individual research, taking ownership in it, and then talking about it to another person. And I think that's huge. But when we went into that regional, there was also so many academic opportunities available. What we saw in the award ceremony there, I think first place at that time was a $20,000 scholarship to the University of Mary. Second place was an $18,000 scholarship. So among a lot of other things like calculators, backpacks, all kinds of different types of things. So it wasn't just go show and talk about your project. There was actually a bunch of things that come along with that.
So you've had some pretty impressive projects thus far. Can you talk about some of them?
Yeah, over the course of the years, we've had some very strong projects. Titles I have no idea how to pronounce. Words I don't know how to say them. But we've had some pretty good kids that come from some family backgrounds where, one family in particular, their mother is a microbiologist, and these kids know more about bacteria than anybody I know. And we've had, I think, 3 come through in that family, and all have placed at the state level, went on to national science fair. So others, we've had students you might not think that come from a strong academic background in school. You might not see these kids popping up on the A honor roll or things like that, but one student in particular, first kid we ever had qualify for our nationals, built a simulated hydraulic machine from scratch and blew me away with it. Had no idea he had that type of ability, but just a hands-on kid. He was able to demonstrate all the hydraulics, how they work, and qualified out of our fair for regionals. Went on to state, and amazing thing down there when they called his name to walk up, it just lit up our whole team that was down there. So it was pretty cool.
Now, Chase, you actually graduated from Trenton.
Yep.
And you went on to grad school, and you come back every year to judge this?
That's correct, yeah.
So what's your motivation for continuing that?
I've always had a pretty strong background in science. Bob helped me out with that a lot. In fact, I was one of the first kids from here, I think, to go to government school in science at NDSU. And then with the help of him, he also got me into National Youth Science Leadership Institute, which they sent me to West Virginia for 3 weeks to work at the National Youth Science Camp there. And then that in turn turned into sending me to Australia. So with the help of Bob and Trenton, I actually got to go through quite a few science-related events, starting all the way from my junior year of high school all the way through college. So, I feel like as much as I can help to give back and judge here, and the kids do a great job, and it's a lot of fun. And like he was saying, there's a lot of kids that who might not seem like they're the A honor roll type student, but as soon as they start to build something with their hands and do a project, they do really well at it, and they seem to enjoy it. So a lot of these kids I ask if you want, what kind of post-secondary college work you want to do, and a lot of them end up saying, I want to be a microbiologist. I had one today that said she wants to be a clinical laboratory scientist. So, this really helps them kind of start their secondary, looking at their secondary degrees and see where they want to go to college, and it actually helps them out quite a bit. So.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys.
No problem. Appreciate it.
I'm journalist Melissa Krause for this edition of Stop the Presses. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.